Right, talking a little bit more about the growth. I mean, we're kind of sitting here. I always like to kind of recollect the 50-yard line, kind of just take it all in where we stand. I mean, we just walked through the locker room that was just built. You know, you said 2 years ago. This turf was all implemented in what 2022. Could you have imagined again this trend just keeping going up since you took the job in 2018, or is this something that, I mean, you almost envisioned maybe in your 5-year, couple-year plan?
Yeah, I really tell a lot of people that I got in here at the right time. I mean, timing is everything in life, and I was fortunate to get in here at a time where people were beginning to get really excited for football, and some of the things that had happened in the years before here with Coach Koulianos and Coach Harrison, the year that he started it. And when I first took the job and I interviewed, I had said that the coaches had taken this program from point A to point B, and now it's my job to take it from point B to point Z. I think we're hovering around like N right now. Once the weather breaks here, they're going to start working on expanding the size of our press box. We're going to be, last year we rented visiting bleachers. Those will be permanent. They're going to start construction on that here very shortly. And it's always about adapting and adjusting. There's always something new. There's been talk about a new scoreboard, but yeah, it's exciting. The community has really bought in to what we're doing. Obviously, you'll have those naysayers because this is still a very, very new thing here in this school community. So we're just trying to have as much fun as possible and win some games along the way.
Hey, I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah, right.
You talked about community a little bit. I mean, again, you being here since 2018, a lot has changed. That's a way we could say. This is something that, again, everyone's kind of jumping on I don't want to call it a bandwagon, but a lot of people are, again, taking notice, especially, in this area. Talk to me about how you've experienced, again, everybody kind of jumping on and fully supporting what you guys are doing.
I mean, if you come to a game on Friday night, I think it's self-evident. I mean, if you were here for the Lowell and Hobart game, there were people everywhere around this place.
Right.
Obviously, two blue blood programs like those. Obviously, Lowell being within a 10-minute drive from here, and Hobart will always travel because obviously the tradition the proud tradition that is Hobart football, and obviously the stakes that were on the line in regards to that game as well.
For sure.
And I think, Friday nights here in Cedar Lake, here at this high school, they're electric, and there's a lot of people that come to these games, and I like to think we put a pretty good brand on the field, so I think they have a reason to come, so we're proud of that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun season coming up. Of course, Wheeler at home, that's going to be a fun one you guys mentioned.
Right.
I mean, you guys are fantastic at home, but one game that really stuck out to me was week 2. You guys are going to Bishop Chatard,
right?
A team that has really... they've kind of owned Class 3, and that's potential opponent. Hopefully in the future, come November. Right. Talk to me about scheduling them and what that test kind of brings for your guys.
I think it's cool just going and playing different schools and giving these kids, like I previously mentioned, just the coolest high school football experience they can have for the 4 years that they're here, and going and playing the school that has won the most state championships in Indiana football history.
Yeah.
I mean, what cooler way to do that? But like you mentioned, Wheeler. I think Wheeler probably has the most kids returning out of any team that's in this area. I think they only lose like one starter on both sides of the ball. So we're by no means we're going to look past them week 1. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but to go down to Indianapolis, it's gonna be a good. I want to see what my team's made of early on, and obviously that's going to be a really good litmus test.
A good litmus test for sure. A little bit about your team, a little bit before we hit the red zone.
Right.
Again, you mentioned some fantastic returners of yourself, some great senior leadership. One name that always sticks out is Caden Verrett. Now that we have that pronunciation right.
Right.
What can you say about what he brings to this team and the rest of that senior class?
He's just a dynamic player. His athleticism. I think if Caden were to walk out here, I think a lot of people would just be. I don't think people understand how big Caden is. He's legit 6'1", 215 pounds. He's fast. He's his lateral quickness, his burst ability, and his ability to break tackles. I think, and his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, and in the run blocking game, he's sound. I was fortunate enough to coach some really good running backs in my time as an assistant at Maryville, but I think he's the best one I've had, and I honestly don't think it is. He is the best one I've had. We're excited. I think when you think about the 2024 season, people are going to think about Caden Verrett. There is a bevy of talented players that are right behind him and ready to make an impact for this team.